So sit yourself down. I'm going to tell you a story. The names of places have been changed to protect everyone. Eric Gaines was murdered in 1985 in Made-Up County, Georgia. Well, that is glaringly obvious. He was a young black man with a white girlfriend. I was shocked at the time, but then nothing came of it. No arrests were made. I'm not even aware that an investigation was conducted. I felt bad because I knew Eric. We weren't friends, but had gone to 3 schools together. Elementary, junior high, high school. So another story about racism in the South. But 1985 should not be this close to Mississippi burning. My parents were old enough to be my grandparents, so I grew up hearing negative racist comments, unlike most of my friends. The story of the Bible about Cain and Abel, 2 brothers, the sons of Adam and Eve. And Abel made an offering to God, and Cain did too. But God didn't like Cain's offering, and Cain was jealous and slew Abel. That was supposed to be the first murder. When God found out, he marked Cain. My mother told me that is where black people came from. In elementary school, we had Valentine's Day party, which consisted of a Kool-Aid and cake, and every child giving Valentine's to everyone in the class. So they sent home a list of the kids' names. My mother made me cross out the black boys' names. I wasn't happy about that, but too young to protest. Every year, one black boy in my class would notice he didn't get a card from me, and I was very embarrassed about that. But this story is not about me. It's about Eric. And because of this, I had to look back and remember him. I said something that may be the worst thing I've ever said in my life. I was 11, and my best friend was Louise. She was smart like me, and our fathers were good friends. She was plain, straight hair, the color of dirty dishwater, thick glasses, short, thin, and scrawny. One day, Louise wore a skirt to school, knee-length with pretty shoes. I think it was picture day, so everybody was wearing something special. She was sitting in the front row of math class. I was 1 row over and 1 desk behind. And Eric told Louise at the front of the class she had pretty legs. Now, I know no boy had ever said anything even remotely complimentary to her. And oh my goodness, Louise would not shut up about it for the next 2 weeks. My pretty legs. It irritated me. Boys looked at me. I wasn't ugly. I hadn't grown into a swan yet, but I was hopeful. I'm gerrymandering, running around in circles to explain myself over why I said something so awful. After listening to Louise bang on all the time, I said to her, "He's black. His opinion doesn't matter." I am deeply ashamed by what I said. And not just because 8 years later Eric was murdered. There is something else. And this sounds racist too. At this country county school, it was 50-50 black and white. I was in band. So was Louise, and for 3 years we had to play Pomp and Circumstance at the graduation ceremony, until it was our turn. I've actually attended 6 graduations for this school. My graduation in 1984 was also Eric's. At each ceremony, there is an award for perfect attendance. It's per year and consecutive to the end. So, a few 1 or 2 years, less than a handful of recipients. It's not based on in the 3rd grade you didn't miss a day. It's more similar to the honor graduate system. If you made the honor roll in senior year only, you were an honor graduate. So a 2-year perfect attendance would be given, say, only for the senior and junior year. The Perfect Attendance Award is the last one for the scholarship program winners. Eric got the Perfect Attendance Award for 10 years. That meant he was at school every single day from 1974 to 1984. Oh, maybe he missed a day or two in the first or second grade. Nobody could believe it. Everyone was so surprised and cheered. A lot of seniors liked to play hooky the last year. We even had an unofficial senior skip day, and that would upset the principal as if this was like a scene from the movie Animal House. We've heard about this skip day, and no one can be absent without a proper excuse. You'll get a 0 in every class that day. Oh, plenty still do it. I did. Smartasses that can take the 0 or be devious about the excuse. My daughter said to me, I didn't teach her this. Maybe he went to school every day because there was a hot meal. Thinking back, all of the black children were on the free lunch program. Maybe nothing changes in 20 or more years. 1984 graduation was the last time I saw Eric alive. My new best friend was a year behind me in school, so I was kept abreast of everything that happened next. Eric was murdered, his badly beaten body mutilated and dumped in the woods. A girl, a white girl still at high school, was in the hospital because her father put her there, beating her when he found out she'd been seeing Eric. At the 1985 graduation, I went to celebrate with my friend. A half-mile from the school entrance is a large roundabout that everyone has to pass through to get to the school. There were 5 or 6 KKK in full costume staked out on the roundabout, trying to hand out leaflets. I didn't stop and I rolled up my windows. A school with around 300 seniors there were so few black students in attendance to pick up their diploma. It was one of the worst things I thought I'd ever witnessed. In another 6 months, I had more information. My close friend was raped. She was babysitting for a service and this unexpected family friend came over. He just happened to be black. She went to the police and the hospital, badly shaken, but she had her friends and family around her. Before the bail hearing, she was approached by none other than Jack-o'-lantern. Sorry, I can't give any names. Everybody knows him. He owns 2 pawn shops in the neighboring and more lucrative city county. Lots of guns and ammo there. He came to see my friend at her house and he told her, "They'll let him out tomorrow. We'll get him for you." She had to beg him not to do that, and so they left it alone. There's nothing more I can tell you. This video is for the young man, his family, his people. Gone but not forgotten.